what's up everyone? It's been a while, but we finally have a new, what's supposed to be a tentpole film for the year, and that is Black Adam starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now, I'm a huge comic books fan. I think I made that known throughout the years over my reviews. I've grown up reading both Marvel and DC comics, but I gotta be honest, never heard of Black Adam. I wonder if he's a new character who they introduced after I stopped reading comics around the late 90s or so. I don't know, but maybe he just was not on my radar at all. So when I heard that they were making a movie about this guy, this character, I'm like, who that? But okay, cool, The Rock's gonna be in it, let's see what they do. So Black Adam is this character who has been buried in the city of Condon for like 5,000 years, and then in modern times he is awakened, and he at first is kind of, like, hey, what the fuck year is this, where am I? But he just has this revenge urge to him. There's a dark side to him. He's not your typical hero. He's all about doing good. He is not afraid to be violent, to kill. So he's kind of like a classic anti-hero. But then, of course, another more worse evil villain comes along, and Black Adam has to come in and save the day. The good things about this movie, The Rock. Rock's always good. Rock to me has never been bad in any movie. Some of his movies have been pretty bad, but he himself, his performances have always been pretty solid, if not consistent and predictable. Yeah, The Rock is never going to surprise you with his dramatic chops. Although there are some movies where he did dramatic roles pretty well, I would say. But this one is more of The Rock kind of being The Rock, but in a more toned down way, the way his character is written, the way his character is portrayed. He's not going to be that smart Alec Rock that's going to throw out these one-liners, although that characteristic is there to some degree as well still. But, it's a different character for him, a different type of performance. So I give him credit for that. And like I said, to me, The Rock has never been bad, and he's consistently okay, and that's what he is in this movie too. The supporting characters, I really liked Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate, who is a character I do know about and am familiar with. So it's really cool to see him on screen. I think he did a fantastic job as part of the Justice Society. Not to be confused with the Justice League, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But Pierce Brosnan was great. The guy who played Hawkman was pretty good. The other two supporting JS characters, they're okay. The villain was so-so, but I'm sorry, I'm focusing on the good things. The action was pretty decent. There's a lot of it. None of it is really mind-blowing or groundbreaking, but consistently solid. And that's what I'll say for the majority of this film. Is consistently good. Nothing great, nothing awesome, nothing fantastic, but it's consistently good. And that's not a bad thing. The film could have been a lot worse. But that might transition into what I have to say that's negative about the movie, and a couple of things. And some of them could be nitpicky, of course, but that's just things I thought of as I was watching this movie. And the first thing I thought of was, okay, this character, Black Adam, he has been buried in the underground castle, whatever, for 5,000 years, and then he is awakened in modern times, and he speaks English. What's that about? I don't think English was even invented back 5,000 years ago, so many thousand years BC, you know what I'm saying? So I was kind of expecting there to be some kind of explanation as to how he learns English or something, but nah, he just, you know what, he just wakes up speaking English. That's cool. His own country that way, when he was buried 5,000 years ago, no one spoke English. I don't think English was even a language, but hey, he speaks English as soon as he wakes up. Maybe it's some ancient Babel thing he was doing when he was asleep. I don't know, but that was kind of weird. And another one is very nitpicky as well. There's this character, Hawkman. You've seen him in the trailers. He flies, obviously, and yet I see him running upstairs. I'm like, why is he running up the stairs? Can't he just fly up the stairs? Yeah. But those are just minor things. But the major problems I had with this film is first of all, the character, Black Adam. DC has kind of a saturation of this same type of character or hero, which is the hero that is invulnerable, super speed, super strong, can fly, because we have Superman, of course, the original. You have Shazam, which is pretty much the same skill set as Superman, but he's a Superman who's a kid. You have Wonder Woman, who's pretty much Superman as a woman. You have Aquaman, who's pretty much Superman of the sea. And then you got Martian Manhunter, who, like Superman, is also an alien from a different race. So you have a plethora of these types of characters with the same powerful skill sets: super speed, invulnerability, super strength, and the ability to fly. So there's and then you introduce Black Adam, who's pretty much the same character as we've learned in the film. He's also tied into the whole Shazam universe. So I didn't really see the point of introducing yet another character with that similar powers. I mean, I would have really loved to have seen a character with a different skill set that can see a different type of power being portrayed. So that kind of bugged me a little bit. And then the tone of the movie is kind of a little all over the place and it's uneven because it's a Black Adam movie, and yet I felt like he was a side character in his own film because he's kind of gone for almost half the film, I would say, because they focus on this new team called the Justice Society, and I'm kind of familiar with the Justice Society, but don't you have a Justice League too that you just had with Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg, and I'm missing one, Aquaman? So now you have a Justice Society. What's the difference and how are they different? I don't understand. Don't they shouldn't they just all work together? But in this film, you got Justice Society with Doctor Fate. You got the Hawkman and some big guy named Atom Crusher, I think, and some girl who can control the wind. Basically, their version of Marvel Storm. I think she was called Cyclone, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, like it just was kind of confusing to me, not as a DC expert by any means, but you have Justice League and I have Justice Society. I'm like, yeah, shouldn't you guys, won't you guys all team up together, make one team? I don't know. So, but in any case, like half the film is focused on this Justice Society and their characters, and I'm like, this should be a Black Adam movie. Why does it feel like he's a background character in his own film? And that was kind of odd to me as well. So yeah, this film it was just not. It wasn't the complete package for me, and yet I did find it entertaining. Like I said, I found it consistently good, but nothing really stood out about it. And you know, I'm not gonna be in any rush to watch it again. But again, you know, Rock is consistently good. The movie throughout is consistently good. There's nothing terrible about it. Nothing I complain about except for the character himself. But you know, so that for me, Black Adam gets a 7 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching my review. If you love it, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel MC Unfiltered for more reviews in the future.